And welcome to our third episode of the podcast with no name yet. I am this week's host, Ricky, and along with me are my co-hosts are
Manny.
Isaac.
and we welcome you to our third episode of the of this podcast that we don't have a name yet for, and we are looking for it. We are currently doing this. Just to give you a heads up, this podcast is always come to you live on YouTube and various podcast services every Tuesday at 10 a.m. And for those audio listeners, that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, to name a couple of them. We thank you for listening. We thank you for joining us tonight and everything for this wonderful episode. We're not canceled yet, as Dave Chappelle used to say. And this week's episode is going to be a little more interesting. So what are we going to be talking about are streaming services. And yes, we are talking about like the Netflixes, the Hulus, all that stuff and everything like that. Just to get out the gates, let's get this going. We'll start with you, Manny. What do you currently use for streaming services? What do you watch and all that stuff?
Currently I have Netflix, Crunchyroll, and Disney Plus. That's it for streaming service wise.
Okay. What about you, Isaac?
I use Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and what's the other one? All right, no, I think that's it. Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus.
Okay, so we look like both of you have like a good of three of them around, and all that stuff. Oh God, I'm embarrassed.
All right,
Just
what's
say
yours?
all of them now.
All of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so those who don't know, before we do our episodes, we normally have like a rundown of what we're going to talk about. In our rundown, I put examples of different services,
Which are the ones he has?
which is mostly the ones I do have. That's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, I was close. I was gonna say 7.
You have 8 streaming services?
Now, for example, I only pay for 2 of them, 3 of them.
Okay.
I only pay for 3 of them because those ones are specifically mine in a way that I use. But except for one of them, I do share with family. How's everything else? It's all shared around and all that stuff because everything. So that's how it is. The only reason, but also though, the only reason why we're talking about this, and again, is like I said, because I have a total of 8 of them. The other 2, these guys have 3, and all that stuff. Is that are there too many of them, and all that stuff? Are we using, or is anybody using them? Because if you don't know, we have one that just recently launched this month, and one that's coming out next month. The one that's coming out next month is called HBO Max. That is coming out the 27th of May. And pretty much it is pretty much what you think of HBO Now, but with more stuff and everything. So you'll get like your current HBO shows. You'll get some new. They'll have like their own Max originals, what they call. They'll also have a library of movies from the Warner Brothers studios, such as like all the DC movies that just coming out. What else is there? There's gonna be like they have like Doctor Who's gonna be on there. The Big Bang Theory is another one that's gonna say. Rick and Morty are gonna be on there and all that stuff. And then also the big catch for that also that dog's on Manny's side of this whole podcast. For those who don't know, every single episode of Friends is gonna be on that streaming service also. So if you ever wonder why it was no longer on Netflix, that's why. And all that stuff, so it's gonna be on there and all stuff. But and then also there's another one that just came out recently that's called, and excuse the naming for just and hold your breaths, Peacock. That is another streaming service. That is so. If you don't know, it's also this one's more based from NBC
Xfinity.
and all that stuff and all them and everything like that. Those who don't know, Comcast owns like the Xfinity, which is the cable internet service. They own NBC, which has all those channels, which of course also has like the shows such as like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, to name one, The Voice, and everything. So all their like content stuff and everything like that, that's all in that one thing, and all that stuff. And that is, but then there's like a whole other thing with that, such as like it's out this month, but it's only to specific customers right now at the moment. So if you're for instance, if you happen to be an Xfinity X1 customer and all that stuff, you have the product and everything like that. But like it doesn't go out to everyone else until July and all that stuff and everything. But I've talked about those two. Let's get to our first question of this whole topic and everything like that. Are there too many streaming services as of right now?
Personally, I think no.
No.
Just the fact that sometimes I want to say yeah, but then also I say no because each one has like its own certain thing.
Okay.
So like Crunchyroll obviously it's anime. Disney Plus is obviously Disney Plus. Netflix has its own certain genres. It has all genres actually, but they all have their own special like their own exclusives basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of cool. Makes them unique.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand that, and like it's specifically like how you said, like Crunchyroll is specifically for anime. It is an anime specific one, but there are other streaming services that will have like anime stuff in it. Also, Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix has a big grab on anime also for them. Isaac, what about you? Do we have too many of these services?
I would want to say no. I want to say that all the streaming services can be looked at as a food court. You know, you walk in and there's different, things you can eat, and not everybody's gonna eat, whatever. Not everybody's gonna eat Panda Express. Maybe someone wants, Italian pizza or something. So I feel like the streaming services are kind of represented in that way. There's Netflix, there's Hulu. Every one of them has their own style, their own kind of services, and their own kind of their own kind of content. So I think, and then there's things that are on Netflix that isn't on Hulu. There's certain movies that's on HBO that I can't get on Netflix. There's certain shows I can't watch that are on Hulu that aren't on Netflix. So I think I like the variety of all the streaming services. So I don't want to say they're too much. I actually like the content. So my answer is no. I don't think there's too much.
Okay, I like that, and I like what you mentioned about how they have their own things. And it's like another thing about these streaming services. What you've noticed now, especially with Netflix, when they first started, they started doing their own. They started providing their own content and all that stuff, their own shows and all that stuff. As you don't know, like my background right now is Stranger Things, The Upside Down. Netflix is one of the Netflix. Stranger Things is one of the big exclusives Netflix has, and one of their biggest shows. How it's like they, of course, the recently released Tiger King was another thing that Netflix has for that. And then, of course, Hulu has their own exclusives, like with Handmaid's Tale, Castle Rock. And then, of course, each streaming service has their own exclusive content. Another question to bring out that since I don't know stuff. Do you have any? What do you think of the state of the streaming services with having their own exclusives, providing more content now, trying to provide their own content on top of this other stuff with these, since there's pretty much they're trying to compete against each other and all that stuff, and to making sure of all that stuff, and especially now with two new services that are already out or coming soon. What do you think of like the state of it and all that stuff and everything like that? Like it's pretty much a continuation to the last question. Like, is this if this is healthy? And all that stuff.
I think it's healthy. I mean, I like the quality that they're putting out, such as The Boys or stuff like that are like their own personal content. I like the content. I like the way it's done. I like the storylines for most of them. I don't think I've seen an exclusive that I don't like, but then I'm not really that picky. And I love the quality. It's not bad quality. It's really amazing quality.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with Manny. I think I like to see the competition. I think Netflix has been killing the game for a long time. Seeing how the way they made their own movies, they have big hitters like Adam Sandler. They've done a lot of action movies lately, and I think they have the best content out so far. But I'm interested to see what HBO does, because they're kind of the king of movies. And content, and we all know that they had their biggest giant one was Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is HBO, and and I'm wondering to see. And I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna be letting go of episodes of the what's that other word I'm looking for? The sequel to Game of Thrones. I don't know if they're still doing that at all. But if they are.
So
are they?
As far as I know, they're supposed to do a prequel and all that stuff. All that source and everything.
I don't know if they're in production of that or not. But that's what I mean, though, is that I want to see the competition between these streaming services. I want to see what HBO can do. I want to see what these new services can do and what they can provide. So I'm all for the competition. I'm all for the content that's being pushed out.
Okay. I see how it is. I see how it is. Now it's like, do you think? What's the word I'm looking for? Pretty much another thing about these streaming services that are always provided is the price. Now everyone has a price. Each streaming service has a price of their own and all that stuff and everything like that. That provides with us. Netflix, they have like 3 different tiers depending on what you want and how many screens they provide. Hulu just does their pricing based off if you want to see ads, don't see ads, and all that stuff. Or it could just be like a simple one price thing, such as like how Crunchyroll, Disney Plus, and coming soon like HBO Max is going to be like how they are those things. Now, pretty much like Disney Plus is the max, is the one that has like provides like almost the content that everyone thinks that's there. Theirs is at $7 a month and everything, which is a pretty nice deal right there and all that stuff. House is like with HBO Max, it's just coming out next month and everything like that. There's not the only that includes like I said, the HBO content, their own originals that are probably going to come soon later on, and then of course anything else besides like Friends, Doctor Who, Rick and Morty. Those are that other exclusive content that's going to be on there particularly for that. That's at $15 a month. Now, how do you feel about like with how prices should go with certain when it comes to having a streaming service? Do you and all that stuff, and do you factor that in if you ever decide to join one and all that stuff?
Well, for someone that's broke all the time, I enjoy the charging of everything. I understand where Netflix has gone. I mean, Netflix was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Netflix started at $7 for a subscription, and I think they still do. Mm-hmm. Now they went up the scale, and I know that if you want to add more screens, it's whether it's 2 screens, a family, whatever, it's like 12 or 14 or 15 right now.
As at the max, I think I want to say it's 15.
Yeah,
15. The max one. Yeah.
I think I really like how the way Disney has done it. I was kind of a little hesitant because I was wondering how long that $7 charge will last, because everybody's streaming on their own devices and whether it's TV or phone. So I was wondering when that charge will change, but it hasn't so far. So I'm really surprised by that. But I'm still wondering if they're ever going to change that. Same for HBO. We're gonna see. I want to see what happens. Right now, for the answer is, I'm okay with the charging, but on a side note, I'm wondering if the charges will go up depending on content, exclusiveness, depending on what the show is. So so I'm wondering, and I'm a little skeptical on how things will change, especially with Disney. Disney, I wonder if they're going to change with anything of that too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Manny?
Yes, interesting. So yeah, mine's basically the same as Isaac's. I'm just wondering if any of them are going to include ad-free or with ads, such as Hulu. If any of these other shows are going to do it. I believe Crunchyroll does it.
Yeah, so they do.
Not pay for Crunchyroll.
Yeah, so Crunchyroll has like a you can watch.
Isn't a free one ad?
It's ad based, right? Yeah, ad based and all that stuff. And then of course, if you want to do it without the ads, and also they also have and that's the other thing with the paywalls. With these paywalls, sometimes there's certain with not having having a certain tier, how they call it. There's probably certain limitations to do that stuff with it and everything like that. How it's like I mentioned for Hulu, for instance, how it's like you pay this price, you get ads. You get this price, there's a limit. It's less ads, but you're still getting the ads and then that next price, no ads at all and all that stuff. Crunchyroll, for instance, is another thing. Like how I don't know if they still do it now, but when I used to, I mean, I have it now still again, but I don't use it as much as I used to. But when I used to, it was like if you had like the small the free ads and all that stuff, you deal with the ads, you can watch whenever you want. However, if you did get the premium one, no ads and all that stuff, but you also have access to watch it on external apps, not on the computer, such as like if I wanted to watch it on my Xbox or my phone or anything like that. I can. That's if I had the premium, I can watch it on my phone and all that stuff. And then of course back to Netflix also, like they had their prices are also based off how many screens are watching Netflix, and then also I think it's the higher tier where it's also you can watch most of their content in the top clear picture, which is 4K and everything like that, and all that stuff. However, with the other ones, it's not like that, which I don't understand anymore, since 4K is like kind of mainstream now and all that stuff. And let's see here, and then just to like extend this more is like let's actually talk about like what are we watching on these apps and all that stuff. Like what have we been watching and all that stuff recently and all that stuff since we are in a pandemic right now. We're mostly home and all that stuff now and all that stuff. So it's like we're mostly on these services now and checking out what to watch and trying to see what's to watch. What have you guys been watching recently and all that stuff on any of the apps?
So recently, I've been dabbling in some anime. With a friend of ours, who's been kind of telling me which ones I should watch and start to watch. But mainly for Disney Plus, I've been watching. I rewatched the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Just started rewatching Rebels. Just finished it the first time a couple weeks ago. And then also I would watch The Witcher, which I really enjoyed.
You haven't watched that yet?
No, I did. Did my third time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like every time I watch it, I find something else different. Like,
nice.
Not storyline wise, like background wise, stuff like that.
Mm. What about you, Isaac?
Nice. I not too long ago I finished the new season for Ozark, which is a really good show, and then I finished the last season on Hulu of Vikings with that as well. So that's a really good one. And I recently started getting into Mr. Iglesias.
It's hilarious, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I like it. Other than that, I haven't really dabbled. I do need to watch The Witcher, though. I've only watched, like, the first episode.
That's a good show.
Yeah, I'm behind on that.
Yeah. I particularly for myself, it's like, I am behind on a lot of things. I really am. I just started like picking up, trying to watch more stuff this year because I didn't do it a lot the last couple years and all that stuff. But I've seen The Witcher on Netflix. I'm trying to find some other things to watch on Netflix right now. Tiger King is the one show I haven't watched yet, and that's like one of the big things that's popular these last couple weeks. That's people have been talking about to watch.
Yeah, you're not alone. I haven't watched that one either. It does. Okay. I don't know if anyone even watches this, but they might hate me. But I kind of like, I don't know. It's just
it wasn't.
I don't know either. I don't know if it's how the way it's shot, but it's just I don't know. It just doesn't interest me.
Well,
I don't know
it wasn't
why.
interesting for me either. I just watched it to understand the memes. To be honest.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it wasn't apparent. It only became a big deal because everyone's talking about it now and all that stuff. So it's like, it's not like I think before this, like nothing. I don't think it was that big of a deal at the time. But then it's like once it came out and people watch it, it's like, wait a minute, what? Like we see all the memes. Everyone's called like Carol Baskins and everything like that. All that stuff, like females are here like trying to threaten their husbands with by killing them and feeding them tigers now and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, and everything. So it's like that's the one thing about that's the one thing that's cool about the fact that I missed stuff like that. I find out the bottom through that kind of stuff like Tiger King. Of course, I'm gonna watch The Boys on Amazon Prime. I've heard stuff about that, how good that show was when it came out. And all that stuff. I knew about it before, but after it's like I wanted to watch it. I finally got the chance to do it and all that stuff. And this a couple weeks ago, and I enjoyed the show very much myself and everything. And it's so, but then also there's like, of course, you have like Stranger Things, We have, of course, you have, of course, Disney Plus is having their own originals now and all that stuff. Such as like The Mandalorian for Star Wars. We're gonna have Marvel shows coming out later in the year and all that stuff, such as like The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, to name one of them. Of course, like the Imagineering story, which is one of my favorite Disney Plus originals.
Have you seen The Workshop?
I have not seen The Workshop. I have not watched that one yet.
That was pretty good.
I have not seen The Workshop yet. They're also doing like a behind the scenes thing on May 4th that discusses the Mandalorian season 1. That's one I'm interested in watching, that to know more about the show and everything, because that was one of my favorite shows on the as for all originals that's on there. And there's just a lot, because that's the thing, it's like the fact that we have so many, there's so much to watch, and there's so much to discuss and all that stuff. Like I think all three of us have all seen The Mandalorian, and we've all discussed it before. We've seen.
I think all of us have seen Stranger Things too, right?
All of us. I've seen all of Stranger Things. Yeah, and all that stuff. That's shit, and all that stuff. And but there's also shows that we've watched that none of us watched, all that stuff. All that's on there and all that stuff. But we try to push. We try to tell each other.
The Last Kingdom on Netflix?
No, I have not seen that.
I haven't. No.
You haven't? It reminds me kind of a Vikings, to be honest.
I think.
I thought so.
I think out of all the streaming services, the least I know content wise about is Netflix, because I'm not on it as much as I used to be, and all that stuff, and for all that stuff. Like I used, when Netflix was started streaming, I was on that thing like almost every day, and all that stuff. I remember, because like I remember those days when it's like Netflix is doing a streaming service. It was gonna be on the Xbox 360 and everything like that when that got announced. And all that stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, and all that stuff, like, why not, and all that stuff, get to watch stuff, and there was like all these movies and shows and all that stuff that I got started getting into, and all that stuff. Like some of the stuff that I'm into now is because of that and all that stuff. Now it's like, when I get on Netflix, there's like all these other things that I just like so much more, and it's like, this is a lot. And all that stuff.
Right, do you feel like it overwhelms you or something?
It does, because there's like so many originals. There's so many, and some of the other stuff that they license off of and everything like that. And I'm just like, as soon as I get in that app, and they now have like this top 10 kind of thing now.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I was like, what is this? And everything like that.
I recommend Meat Eater for you to watch. Meat Eater is a really good show.
The fact that you said Meat Eater,
yeah, Meat Eater,
it concerns me already.
Nah, they go hunting and like kill deer and like.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but it's just like it's like, because like as soon as, like I said, you get into that app, and it's just like you have the top 10 of what they gave you, and then everything like below it's like this, and now they're like they've now sort of like the one they show them that these are the originals and all that stuff and everything like that and all that stuff. But
it's like recommended for you
based off this and
like
everything
the
like that.
overall match. That's kind of cool.
And all that stuff, and it's just like I just want what I have on my list, because like that's not even the first thing anymore. It's like you have to look for that now.
Oh yeah, it's like what is it, like daily something?
It's like something. It's like all these. It's all these like based off this genre and everything like that, with this selection of movies and stuff.
They want you to watch.
And I get that, but it's like I will look at this when I'm done with everything else and everything like that.
So I pulled it up, right, just for reference. The first one is previews, then quirky sitcoms, and then continue watching, and then trending.
Yeah, and then it's like, at least continue. Yeah, continue watching is not even like the first thing. It's like it's like the fourth. It's like the third or fourth thing there. It's like
technically the third one. Yeah.
Yeah, and all that stuff. Like in all honesty, like the only time, like the last time I got on Netflix, I started watching Power Rangers, because every single Power Ranger show's on there now.
Really?
And yeah.
You watch it?
I still watch. Okay.
I don't think you.
Every
still watch. I still watch, but like
like every
all of them.
No, I haven't watched all. Okay.
Oh, I thought you said you watched all. I was like, really?
I mean, I've okay. And reference, just to say that I know every single Power Rangers series that's been out.
Yeah. And
everything like that and all that stuff, but like I think the more recent ones, I think I've probably like fully completed only one of them. like the more
they're not
recent
as
ones.
good, to be honest.
The more recent ones. I'm watching the more recent one. It's called Beast Morphers.
Oh, it had to be like that one. I watched season 1, but then I kind of.
And all that stuff.
When Power Rangers Mystic came out, I stopped watching.
See.
I stopped watching after RPM.
See, I'm old. I'm an old man in this. I officially like my time of stopping. My time of stopping was Lost Galaxy.
Wow, that's
my official stop right there. That's my official stop.
Like 6, isn't it?
In a way, yeah. It's like the fourth.
It's really early.
It's the fourth series and all that stuff and everything. Because like I define them, because like the way I define them, the way how I define all of them are by three eras. The Fox era and all that stuff. The Disney era and everything, and then the Nickelodeon era, which is the current one we're on. That's happening right now and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think I stopped watching after like SPD.
Awesome.
Yeah, Disney era's ending was mine.
And also, because like I mean, but it's like
quality was just and storyline was just not as good after Disney.
It's like after like because like after like Lost Galaxy, I was like, that's my stopping point. I always kept tabs on it just to see and all that stuff and everything like that. Because it's the fact that it's like it's here, it's still going and all that stuff and everything, and it's just crazy to see that stuff. But anyways, that's off tangent topic right there. For the week. It's on the streaming service, yeah. But it's like that's like the only thing I've gotten like when I get into Netflix and all that stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like that's the only last time I got into Netflix was to watch that and all that stuff. How else? It's like I also have how else when I get on Disney Plus, it's like I know where I'm going. I know what I'm gonna pick and all that stuff, and it's like right there, and it's like because like as soon as you get into Disney Plus, they have like that big old thing that's gonna show different stuff. You have the different tabs of what you want, whether it's Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, freaking
HBO. I mean, not historical.
National Geographic. National Geographic. National Geographic and all that stuff. And it's like, so it's like, I know where to go, I know what I want, and then it's like, and all that stuff. Though their continue watching is like the third one. At least it's visible.
I think, yeah.
At least
really
it's visible.
Close.
At least it's visible, right? That's I know.
And it's consistent. Cause I've been on times on Netflix and like continue watching, or your list is like the 5th or 6th one down.
I actually had trouble like looking for it once. I was like, what the heck?
The one,
and you're like, where is it at?
The one I dislike the most though is Hulu.
Yeah, their setup wasn't really that great.
That thing is. I remember when they first updated to that thing. I was cool with it at first, but then like recently, because I started watching some of their originals now, like Castle Rock. I started watching that, and it's just like I get in there, it's like. I have to move like this to get to continue watching. It's like they're giving me there's all these recommendations, and I was like, can you just give me the first thing what I've watched recently as the first thing? I can deal with that later, and all that stuff and everything.
I think sometimes you gotta go looking for it too.
It's
sometimes not there.
That's what I don't like. And then plus, I mean, yes, there's a search option. Trust me, I know. If someone mentions that in the comments on on the YouTube of this, I know there's a search option. And all that stuff, but you do
don't want to search.
But do you do realize we have? Oh, I've had my remote on. Oh, here we go. My example. This is oh damn, you can't even see it. There we go. This remote right here. You see a keyboard on this thing? No, there's no keyboard on this thing. I have to be like. No,
mine doesn't have a keyboard either.
Yes, and yes, this has a voice thing too. But that thing works half the time too.
Well, you got a Roku, right?
I recently got a Roku.
Is that the Roku remote?
No, this is called a Shield remote. This is something else, a different one. But I recently got a Roku this past weekend, and all that stuff. And besides the fact that the remote is off a bit sometimes, works fine. And stuff and everything, and there's other options, and I can there's the Roku app where I can do it from there. Because I kid you not, as soon as I got that set up and everything, and it's like I have the app downloaded and everything, and so it's like every time I go into an app and I have to log into every single app, I go hit the email,
yeah.
I go to the login, I pick up my phone, go to the app, and then type it in, and then go back to the actual remote and then log in and everything like that. I was like, I did that for like so many, almost all the apps that I'm gonna watch, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so much. It's so much to do. Why can't things be simple? Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing about streaming services. Depending on a platform you're using. So Roku's one. Like smart TVs themselves have apps on and stuff. I have an Xbox. I have an Xbox One. I recently had upgraded my Xbox to now what is called the Xbox One X and all that stuff. So you would think I have re-download all the apps and all that stuff, and you would think I have to re-sign into all of them, right?
Yeah.
No.
So is it connected to your Microsoft account?
Because it's connected to my Microsoft account in the cloud in some way, and it has everything there. Boom! I pop up the app, and then it loads up, and it tells me which user do you want to pick, and I pick mine, and all that stuff. Because I don't have to deal with all that. Why aren't other services like that? I mean, no, Google's kind of has that a bit. If you use, whoops, I just activated my Google Assistant. And all that stuff where it's like they have like this thing called, I don't forget what it's called, but it's like if you log in if you have like an Android phone, like a Galaxy or anything like that, and you log in with your credentials on the phone, on like the mobile app, you can save it for future use and all that stuff. So like if you happen to be on your computer via Chrome, it gets that information right there. It automatically logs you in. If you have like an Android TV set top box like the Shield I have, download the app, put it in. If you're using your Google account, it does that and all that stuff and everything like that, which is like, thank God. Like there are people that are starting to do it more often now and all that stuff, but it's just like, I think Roku's like the only thing that doesn't do it, from what it seems like, and all that stuff. But but that's just how those are just simple things. I think logins and passwords are starting to kill me. Because like, so that's the one thing about, because we're talking about how you guys were talking about earlier about like, yeah, they're nice to have, and that when there's one too many, there's not that much, even though there's not that many, even if you do have a lot, that's a lot of logins.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of logins and all that stuff.
That's
Especially
why I like the Remember Me option in the phones.
I would love to use that as often, but I don't want to do that for security reasons in a way.
Oh, okay.
And all that stuff. But that's another topic. Like I think that could be a topic for itself. All that stuff and everything, how we deal with security and all that stuff and everything like that. But anyways, I was like, what's gonna talk? It's like, what are you guys? What are you guys interested about with these services? What questions do you want to talk about and all that stuff? Let's keep this going.
I think the streaming services, like you said, it provides a lot of content, which is awesome. It's great. I don't think I have any ranting about them. The only thing I dislike are ads, but I mean, I understand why they use them. Just for endorsements and to fund themselves, which I completely understand. I get it. But sometimes it's just like it's just annoying sometimes, because you're in your show and next ad pops up and you're just like, really? And the most climactic part of the show. Thankfully, I don't have to deal with that.
He says, "I am Iron Man" before the snap, like it cuts on it. It's
like, I am. Get your free dog biscuits at this number right here.
Yeah.
So YouTube services. I mean, YouTube does have YouTube TV, of course. I don't use it though. I don't know how good it is, but I think YouTube in general, I hate their ads, and they have like multiple, like every 20 minutes. And you're just like, are you serious? Another one? And this time it's not just one ad. It's like 2 ads back to back.
Yeah, I remember before they had the back to back ads, and then like it was just one ad. But then like I remember the first day I saw the back to back ads, it was like I forgot to click skip, and I was like, all right, whatever. 'Cause it was like a 5-second video. I forgot to hit skip, I was like, oh, whatever. And it was like a new ad just loaded up. I was like, what?
And then I'll skip the first one and I'll go to the second one. I'm just
like, yeah.
And it's just like, I'm really trying to watch something. But other than that, I mean, there is a lot of content, and I think what you said, Ricky, like sometimes it can be overwhelming because I'm just like, you're scrolling through everything, you're just like, what's that? What's this? What's that? Like, I don't even know what this is. And I don't mind it. I kind of like it because I'm like, okay, something for me to watch later.
Yeah.
But
sometimes like I'll see something and I'll like forget the show that I want to watch and watch that one instead.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, the only question I have is like, do you guys have any reruns you guys watch all the time? So for like example, my rerun show has always been The Ranch and New Girl. If you guys haven't seen New Girl, you know, it's hilarious. I honestly thought it wasn't that funny because I'm just like, it's like, it seems like it doesn't seem like my type, you know, or my something I would watch. But dude, that show is hilarious. That's the only one I can watch back over and over and over. And again, if anyone uses, I have not watched The Office from the first episode to the last.
I haven't either.
I haven't watched any of The Office.
Is The Office?
I haven't watched any of the Friends episodes either.
I've never seen any of the Friends.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's Office is no longer on Netflix, if I'm correct now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's.
I have seen Parks and Rec though.
See, so that is now on. That's going to be on the NBC streaming service now.
Yeah,
Office,
I saw that.
I know, because I was checking that, and because I was checking it, I was like,
well, is it Parks and Rec going to be on HBO? Also?
No.
That's what I saw on the website. It shows Parks and Rec. But I don't know if it's going to be exclusive to that.
No,
I don't know if they're going to have it on both.
If it's on that, it's going to be exclusive to that.
Oh, okay. Well, they're going to have Parks and Rec only.
I didn't see Parks and Rec.
Superstore on Hulu is hilarious. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
I've seen some of it, yeah. The one where, I've seen some commercials of it, and I watched it when it was on TV before.
Yeah, it's basically like a Walmart reality TV show.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
I think it's funny. So what do you? I mean, if you guys want to answer, I mean, Ricky, like, or Manny, doesn't really matter to go first. What is your rerun? What are the reruns that you can watch over and over? Have like background?
Yeah, let me just pull up my list. I got a list.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. So, from Disney Plus, there's actually not as many. Sadly.
Well.
What?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
I have though.
It's hard to say to give
like there's a lot of episodes.
It's hard to give a now 6-month-old streaming service to have reruns. Well, you can't. Well, here's the thing: Disney Plus is the app of reruns because it has mostly everything that you would want to watch.
Yeah. So I got the Clone Wars. The Mickey Mouse short, specifically the Potato Land one, because that one just makes me laugh every time. I love that one so much. I don't know why. Let me see. The Fox and the Hound.
Really?
Yeah, Oliver and Company #1.
I love the fact that hold on. I love
number 2.
I love the actual fact that he's on the app doing this.
Yeah, well, I have him downloaded. You know how you can download the movies?
Yeah.
I actually can watch Avatar.
The #1 we watched is Motocross, which is a really old Disney movie. Yeah, I love that one. And then Netflix. Get to my Netflix app. Okay. All right, it's Parks and Rec, Meat Eater, The Witcher, Community, Disenchantment.
So Parks and Rec is your main one, though.
Nah, Hyperdrive is my main one.
Hyperdrive is your main rerun you can watch all the time.
Yeah. I'll just put it on and just put it in the background.
You know what show I would really like to see on Netflix is George Lopez, because I actually recorded the seasons because they're on super late at night.
I think that's the
George Lopez show or the George Lopez.
The George Lopez show.
The George Lopez show.
The talk show or the old show?
No, the old show.
No, the actual.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the George Lopez show.
That's Lopez Tonight, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
The talk show.
No,
yeah.
The sitcom.
Wasn't it? I know it's on something.
It's on Nickelodeon.
It's gonna be. It's actually, if I remember correctly, because I did check it. I did check the app when I first got it. I think it's on Peacock, the NBC one.
Oh, okay.
It's
really?
on. It's on that. If I saw,
It's
I
on
got.
Nickelodeon?
I'll double. Yeah, Nick at Night. The part of Nick at Night, right?
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because I remember that show was like one of the shows that can make me laugh a lot.
That
It
was
Yeah.
the
Dude,
show.
I used to love the dad.
George Lopez.
No, Carmen's
Oh,
dad.
the cute
George Lopez.
George
Wait,
Lopez.
not Carmen's dad.
You mean the Cuban dad?
No, George Lopez's father-in-law, the Cuban one.
Cuban
Yeah.
dad. Yeah.
I think he said the Cupid. My bad. I said Cupid.
Oh
I was like,
my
what? No.
god.
Yeah, I used to like the dad and the mom. The mom was pretty funny.
Yeah, the mom was like a mess.
Carmen's dad, like George Lopez. Duh.
Yeah. Oh, what's George Lopez's wife's name then?
What do you mean? Who, Angie?
Oh, Angie's
Angie,
dad. That's
yeah.
what I meant. Yeah.
That was a good.
Oh, you mean Angie's dad? You mean okay?
Yeah, Angie's dad.
Dad.
Yeah.
That
No.
was a good one.
I was like,
I remember I used to think that Spy Kids and George Lopez was connected
No,
because like her name's Carmen also.
they do kind of look alike.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, not when I was like 15. Like when I was
Still-
like small, first watching, I was like, huh?
it's still funny.
Dude, it would be hilarious to just tell everybody that like those things are connected.
Just like say it with confidence. It's like, dang, Spy Kids and George Lopez connected.
Okay, just to say, just to bring this up. So Parks and Recs is still currently on Netflix and everything, but it's moving to the other service in October of this year. So
Okay.
it won't be a Netflix exclusive anymore.
Oh, okay.
So House, I think The Office is officially moved over there. It's moved. And all that stuff. But
How much is the Peacock service?
so if you are a Comcast X1 or Flex customer, as of right now, you get like, I swear the pricing on these things are stupid sometimes. So it's free for customers. You get the premium with ads plan that they give you. Regularly it's like $5 a month. It's the premium one because it comes with everything. Because they have a free service, but it doesn't have everything. It's like limited content.
Mm-hmm.
And then the premium one comes with a $5 one that comes with ads that gives all the content. And there's gonna be a $10 one that has no ads and all that stuff. And I'm just like, hey. But as of right now,
not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
it's not. But the fact that you're paying $5 to get everything with ads is just weird in my opinion, and all that stuff. But then again,
weird.
and all that stuff, and but for like I said, for Comcast X1, that's like if you have the fancy router looking thing. And then the Flex, which is their Streambox thing, I have that. They gave that to me for free for some reason because I'm an internet customer. If you have those, if you're one of those customers, you have it right now. But it's the $5 option one, because that's waived. But that $5 is waived. If you want the one with ads, without ads though, you pay an extra $5 a month on your bill, and all that stuff.
Man.
And all that stuff. So, but like that's available now if you have that. But it comes out for everyone else in July because the plan was to have it ready for July in time for the Olympics.
Oh.
Because it's part of NBC and all that stuff. They were supposed to have
So that was gonna be their kickoff.
That was gonna be their stuff, or kickoff in a way. Because Olympic stuff was gonna be on the app also. Because they're also gonna do like live sports on it also.
That
and
makes
stuff.
sense why the app's on the Xfinity home screen now.
Well, because it's all under that one all under the company and all that stuff.
Yeah, because I saw it and I was like, what? I was like, what?
Yeah, because like I got on it, and I started watching 30 Rock. They have Psych on there, George Lopez, I remember correctly. For originals, like their own stuff, they're doing like not a sequel, but a continuation of Saved by the Bell. And all that stuff.
What's it called?
And no, it's called Saved by the Bell. It's Saved by the Bell.
Is Mario Lopez still in it?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes, he's in it.
Teacher?
Yes,
That'd
he
be
is.
hilarious. Oh, wow.
He's the coach. He's a coach and all that stuff, like a PE coach.
Tell me, they say jokes about how handsome he is and how everyone wants to jump his bones.
There's a trailer for it. At the end, it's funny as heck. It is so funny. It's pretty much talking about he's talking to these two boys and everything, and he's like telling them about like you should be friends, and also you should not be fighting and everything like that. He's like, I had this one friend that we used to fight over this one girl and everything like that, and it's like come to think of it, that was your dad and your mom to the one kid, referring to the I think it's his name, the main guy. I forgot his name, the main from the original show.
I don't know.
I forgot his name.
Never seen that show.
And all that stuff.
I don't know Mario Lopez.
And all that stuff. And then like, I've seen the show. I don't remember all their names exactly.
Wasn't his name like Zach?
Something like that. Yeah, I think Zach.
I think it was Zach.
Like,
yeah, because I was watching Ellen.
Speaking of
she
which,
was calling him Zach from Saved by the Bell.
Speaking of which, he's in the show. He's supposed to be like this local political figure and all that stuff in the city and all that stuff and everything. I'm like, okay. And then like he was talking about that. He's like, so I went to this other girl, and he points at the other kid. He's like, wait a minute, that was your mom. And I'm like, this is gonna be interesting.
That's cool.
This is gonna be interesting.
That's kind of like what they did with Boy Meets World.
With Girl Meets World, yeah.
Girl Meets World.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't see that. I didn't see any of them. I didn't see Boy or Girl Meets World.
You've never seen Boy Meets World?
Yeah, and I haven't seen Girl.
It's on Disney Plus. It's on Disney Plus.
I really should, but
it's on Disney Plus.
You should watch it.
You should watch it.
Mr. Feeney's a man, dude.
And all that stuff.
He taught me so much, like as a kid. But when you go back reading it as an adult, you're just like, dang. It makes so much sense. And Mr. Rogers too.
Mm-hmm. It's an awesome show. Highly recommend it. Like I said, it's on Disney Plus.
Like Mr. Rogers and Your Neighbor.
I wish he was my neighbor. He'd be
No.
my counselor right now.
Was it Mr. Rogers?
Neighborhood.
Like, yeah.
Mr. Rogers. Are you comparing Feeney to Mr. Rogers in a way?
Oh wait, no, Mr. Rogers. Wait, hold on. There's a Mr. Rogers in Boy Meets World?
Bro.
Or are you thinking of Mr. Rogers I'm thinking of?
Bro, no. They're completely two different people.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought there was like a Mr. Rogers inside Boy Meets World.
No,
no. Oh, okay. You're talking about
Feeney's just a wise man.
He's a very wise man, and he's been
a wise guy too.
So you're just comparing them.
No, you
really.
did. You did really.
Oh, okay. So wait, hold on. In
You're
the movie
comparing
Boy
them.
Meets World. Okay, in the movie Boy Meets World, there is a character named Mr. Rogers.
You mean the show? You mean the show?
So then, yeah, in the show Boy Meets World.
You said movie.
Boy Meets World.
There is a Mr. Rogers. Okay,
no,
so the Mr. Rogers you were talking about.
Because you brought it, you did say Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, you said Mr. Rogers.
I did say Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, there's a Mr. Rogers in the show, or are you talking about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
My bad. I'm sorry. I thought you got mixed up. I was really confused. I was like, what are you guys talking about, bro? I was like, Manny, are you just messing with me?
I was so confused.
My bad. No, my bad. I mixed up the two. I'm sorry. I gotta go look back on that and look at it.
I think I know what you're talking about though.
They're gonna watch the episode later and be like, "Oh, I did say Mr. Rogers."
Yeah, probably, yeah. But I mean, these streaming giants, man. I feel like they're coming out with more content. I mean, there's a lot of things I do want to watch.
Well, here's the thing. Avatar, the last Airbender, that show.
You could delete that one. That was just
I'm not talking about the movie. I love the movie. I'm talking about the show. I'm not talking about that crap hole of a movie that I fell asleep 15 minutes in.
Did you go see it with me and Simon and all of this?
Nah, I didn't know you guys when that movie came out.
We didn't exist.
No, Ricky.
I didn't exist. I didn't exist at that time.
Oh, sorry.
You weren't.
Dude, I remember when we first watched it, the first scene when he was doing the whole thing to that water. I was like, damn, it looks hella tight. And then it just got worse after that.
No.
I kept calling him I was like, wow, calling him I'm gonna punch somebody in the face. Dude,
okay, that
so
part.
Mad.
That part. That does get annoying.
So,
but
the part he just raises the wave in the end. I'm like, oh, okay. If they come in with that fish, I'm gonna like this movie. And he goes up, and then it comes down. I'm like, me and Simon walked out. We were like, that was the worst movie I've ever seen.
Wait, hold on. No. Was the goal for that movie supposed to be? Was it supposed to make more? Right?
No, it was just
I don't know.
Because he only learned water. Like he didn't learn anything else.
Well, yeah, because
you're saying there was a continuation.
So that's why that's why I thought
I think there was supposed to be.
Book, right?
I think there was supposed to be a continuation to it, but since it did so badly and all that stuff, there's no point.
Yeah,
stuff.
M. Night Shyamalan really just man,
Well, like
he
here,
really destroyed it.
but like here's the thing: it's like the cartoon is going on Netflix next month.
Yes, that actually made me really happy.
I'm actually happy.
You can watch the movie and the cartoon.
No,
No,
forget that movie.
no, we're not watching that movie.
anymore.
There is going to be a live adaptation show.
Of Legend of Korra, right?
No, of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's not
No, I
Korra.
know that, but
It's not Korra. No.
Wait, hold on, Ricky. You said there's gonna be a live action show
Yes.
to Avatar: Last Airbender.
Netflix is doing it. Netflix is doing it.
Oh man, okay. I don't know.
I have look,
It's
honestly.
kind of hard.
Honestly, I have hope because it's a show, not a movie.
Yeah.
True.
I have more hope
Man,
for
I'm
it.
really hoping they don't have to do all these crazy martial arts to lift a rock. Because in the show, it was just like they just lifted their arm and it went.
They'll.
Right?
Well, as far as I remember correctly, it's the same people that did the cartoon and all
Okay,
that stuff.
cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
If I remember
Okay,
correctly.
I'm on for it.
All that stuff.
Actually, that was one of the best American animes that like America made. Honestly.
Speaking of Korra, I do have another. I have a ninth streaming service.
What? For Nickelodeon?
No, it's CBS All Access.
Do you pay for that one too?
Honestly, it's on. I have it on a free trial because of this whole virus thing. And the only reason why I got it is because I wanted to watch Star Trek Picard. I had found out that Korra was on there also, so I was like, okay, at least I have something else to watch on this thing.
The Korra was I liked Korra. Honestly, it was a good show. It just got weird in the end. It just got weird.
Define
I
weird.
get to finish it.
You know what I mean? It just got weird.
Define weird. Define weird.
It got weird.
Define it.
There's a scene where I was just like, hold on, what's happening?
Why is everyone confused by that?
It's just
I moved on from it. I really have.
It was so unexpected. I'm not hating on it. It was just like, where in the world did they connect like that through their eyes? Like, you know?
I
thought Mato got it.
I might have to rewatch it again and all that stuff because when I first ran through it and all that stuff, I thought there were hints.
What?
I thought there was. I
know.
might have to rewatch it because I have CBS All Access. It's on there. I might watch it again. I might just watch it just to check that out again and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
because that last scene when they were staring into each other's eyes, I was just like, oh snap! Is Nickelodeon really gonna do this right now?
But that's how it ends, though.
Yeah, but it was like not like it was like really intently let me love on you.
And it could have been like a
Do
fan.
some things to you.
It was like
kind
the
of
Lion King eyes.
It could have been more of like a fan service thing too. Honestly, like I would.
were they really like?
I would not be surprised if that was like a fan service thing. Like the fans were really fans out like that do like their fan fiction stuff.
Yeah.
Like actually like ship it.
They have a lot of fan fiction for Sasuke and Naruto, and I can't watch that. I was just like, why? Dang.
Is there any like
his best friend? Couldn't he stay at that?
Is there any like not weird fan fiction like?
It's only when
That's enough. Okay, let's not get into
Like,
that. Let's not jump into that.
It's all weird. Like,
Let's not jump into that.
for like a regular show.
Let's not jump into that. That's a whole other topic.
Guy, in Star Wars, the fighter pilot and what's his face?
Oh, Finn.
Poe and Finn. Poe and Finn.
Yeah, they were depicting them to be gay too. And
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by that either. I would.
didn't understand.
I get vibes off. I see vibes off that myself when I watch that. I kid you not. I kid you not.
I don't know.
I kid you not.
That stuff. I don't know if people would
I don't-
look for that.
I don't either.
You know, because like,
I imagine
look
Finn
at-
and Ray.
I just
if I look
noticed
at-
it.
What if I look at Ricky? I'm like, "What's up, Ricky?" Oh, there's something going on there. You know, that's what I see. I'm just like, "What the heck?"
Hey, it is what it is.
It,
It is what it is.
I know it is what it is, but I think it's just funny how it's just like it's just so random sometimes. I'm like, where? When did that happen? Did I miss something? Did he look at him too long? So I don't know. I think it's just funny.
I
Yeah,
I mean-
there's a lot of fan fiction.
that's a lot of fanfiction. That's a topic for another for another episode
Yeah.
itself.
That's a lot of
episode 7.
That's
We
enough.
may have to have Arturo come in for that and be our expert.
Yeah, oh,
I know
definitely.
Nothing about anime.
Definitely.
The only thing I've ever watched in anime was like Naruto, Boruto, and Seven Deadly Sins. That's
Okay.
it.
I just started watching
All right. Let's
Overlord and My Hero Academia. Well, I started watching Overlord, but I was like on the wrong season. Like I was like on season. I was like on season something. I forgot what season I was on.
How you been the wrong
And
season?
then, like, because I wasn't watching it from Crunchyroll. I was watching it on something else.
Oh yeah,
And
he
then-
was.
yeah,
He brought this up.
and
He
then
brought
I
this up, and he was in a wrong.
And I was bringing up characters, and then Article was like, "You're
You're
already in that season?"
He's like,
I think it was like season 6 or
Three.
something like that. He said
We're in three.
Yeah, and then he was like, "You're already on that season?" I was like, "I mean, what?" And then he was like, "Yeah, they don't come out to season 3." I was like, "I don't know the first season I started watching," and he's like, "No, get Crunchyroll," and I got Crunchyroll, and I was gonna get Premium, and then I didn't because my friend had it, and I started roaring.
okay.
I'm trying to watch. Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, I started watching that one in My Hero Academia because he said that was amazing.
Oh, you're just
I gotta
starting
watch
that?
one. I've never seen that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't watching any anime.
Oh, yeah.
The only anime I actually watch over and over again is Initial D.
Yeah, I actually just finished My Hero Academia.
Is it good?
How many episodes does that have?
I can't. I all I gotta say is, I want season 5 now. I hate the fact that we're in this pandemic and it's not gonna happen for a while, and all that stuff. And what in the hell is the 9th? That's all I gotta say.
haven't gotten that far.
That's all I gotta say.
3.
Like I said, I'm all caught up and everything, and all that stuff. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, One Punch Man was the one I watched too. That was a good one.
Dude, I don't like One Punch Man.
What?
I you know
don't
what?
like the idea of having this OP character.
But it's just they just troll on
You
it.
you
They're
do
just trolling the
you
whole
do
time.
realize like the man himself is like, he's like this like. Well, I haven't seen it myself, but just by what I see, it looks like he doesn't give a damn about things.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the one thing is like he wants to fight someone strong, but he just keeps beating them with one punch that he actually starts hating himself for it.
Yeah, there we go.
He'll be like, "Not again, one punch."
Yeah, there we go. See,
It's hilarious.
that's
It's funny.
that's what's interesting. That's what makes it interesting about it and all that stuff, which I need to. Get
And
on
his
there, too.
regimen was like running like, I could be wrong, but it was like running 3 miles a day with like 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and like every day he just did that, and he just got so strong his hair fell off.
Mhm. Okay,
Like Vin Diesel.
pretty much. All right, so
that's what Vin Diesel did. So he's so strong.
Yeah.
all right, let's get into this last thing.
All right.
I want from each of you, which one do you think is the best one that you're currently using? That's can be based off the content, the price, and like the availability. Meaning like you can watch it on your TV, your phone, your computer, and all that stuff. Like it gives you that accessibility to it and all that stuff. And then also a recommendation to those who probably haven't watched anything and all that stuff. When the show and what app it's on. You can do more than one, like a couple if you want. Isaac, we'll start with you.
Okay. Cool. The one my go-to has always been Netflix. I've always been a user of Netflix. Reason being because they're always pushing out new content. They always have new content, and none of it's ever the same. Everything's always different, and so I feel like Netflix is really good to use. One of the shows that I really liked on Netflix was Ozark. Ozark was very captivating. It's something that if you like kind of like drama, unexpected like endings, dude. Whoever's watching, watch that show. It's really good. Also, if you like, another action show, I would recommend Vikings on Hulu. That one's also one that kind of keeps you on edge. That one's the one I really enjoy, especially the characters. They develop them very well. What else? Let me see. New Girl, honestly on Netflix. I mentioned it before in the podcast. It's a very funny, quirky show, and you kind of fall in love with the characters unexpectedly. I wish, and it's sad to say that they finished their whole season already, but yeah, it's one that one's too. If you watch Vikings, I'm sad to say that it has been canceled, which is retarded because History Channel, that was their biggest viewer on History Channel, and I don't know why they got rid of it. I don't understand why they got rid of it, but yeah, still watch it. It's a good one. I don't know if I hit all the points. Was there any other thing I missed?
On My Block.
Favorite?
Oh yeah, On My Block. I forgot about that one. That was
On My Block. So it's hard.
The grandma was hilarious.
Oh.
The grandma was the most funny. All right, sorry. All right, go ahead, Benny.
Obviously for net. Actually, my watch list isn't the one I'm picking. Okay, so.
Okay, first.
Yeah.
First, which app is you think is the best? Then do your recommendation.
Personally, I believe that Disney Plus is, due to the fact of the price and availability it has. You don't have to pay for different screens. You don't have to pay for ad free. You got two options. You got $7 a month, or you got the year for, I think it's like $60. The shows on it are great. The new shows coming out, exclusives, and Star Wars and stuff like that. And then the old shows also for nostalgic reasons. However, my watch list and recommendations are from Netflix. So On My Block is one of them. Mr. Iglesias is one of them. Peaky Blinders is one that I've really gotten into lately. And also The Last Kingdom, which Last Kingdom to me like doesn't really fill the void. Not fill the void. That's not what I would. That's too deep. It like. To me, it's like, so you know how Game of Thrones ended, everybody like kind of wanted something else like related to Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. So for me, when Vikings ended, I wanted something else to replace that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, personally, this replaces it for me. I said the name right? Did I say what I was talking about?
Yes.
I said
Peaky Blinders, right? Or Last Kingdom. Last Kingdom. Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't replace it because you have the characters that like from the Vikings show that don't really like, it's not the same characters. You have to like rebuild a new relationship with these characters, but I mean it's cool. I like it. I really enjoy it.
Nice.
Okay. For me at this moment, Disney Plus is the app for me. My go-to app. That is because almost everything I've watched growing up from a kid to now is on that app and all that stuff. I can go to watching Darkwing Duck when I was a kid, to watching The Lion King, and then to now with Star Wars and the MCU, for all the Marvel movies and all that stuff and everything like that. Of course, there's no competition with that for all that content. My recommendations is The Mandalorian from Disney Plus, along with the Imagineering story. If you're and all that stuff from Netflix, I will actually say Daredevil season 1. No, season 2.
Yeah.
Daredevil, all 2 seasons. All 3 seasons actually. Season 3 was the best. Season 3 was awesome.
Which season, Ricky?
All 3 seasons. All 3 seasons of Daredevil. All 3 seasons of Daredevil. Huh?
So acceptable.
Anyways,
personally, out of the Marvel ones, I go with the Punisher.
I haven't finished season 2.
You haven't, dude? Punisher's bomb, bro.
All stuff.
Daredevil was cool, but personally, out of the Marvel ones,
let's not have this discussion right now. Let's not have this
next episode.
Let's not have a discussion. Netflix, yeah. Netflix is those 2. And personally, and The Witcher, because that is I actually like, and of course Stranger Things. If you haven't seen that yet, what's wrong with you? And on the anime side, because you can pretty much watch on almost any app depending on where. My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Super. I haven't finished this one yet, but so far what I'm into, I'm liking it. Is Demon Slayer is another one. And then
you haven't seen
what? calling you reading the real Bible, sir.
I don't know. My friend told me about that. He said it was really good. I didn't want to.
I think Black Clover was it Black Clover or Black?
No,
Bible?
he said.
We're gonna discuss this after.
Oh,
Okay.
Castlevania. Oh, dude, that was a good show.
I haven't. That's the one I haven't seen that.
Like trailers and stuff.
I have not seen that. I gotta. That's on my That's on my watch list. That's actually on my watch list.
Good.
It's on my watch list and all that stuff. But yeah, that's all. That's what my recommendations as of right now for what I can think of and all that stuff. Besides Avatar: The Last Airbender when that comes out in May and all that stuff.
Dude, I can't wait. Yeah.
And all that stuff. I highly recommend that one too. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 3. Yes, 3 of a podcast with no name yet. We thank you for enjoying this. We thank you for watching. We thank you for even being on this in this episode this long in the episode and everything with us and everything. Again, you can catch the video on YouTube. The audio will be all on such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and some other ones. Also,
or you can just look at the link right here, or right here, depending where I am.
I haven't done that stuff yet.
Or not the link. You can see what we're on.
Wherever you pointed at.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm on bottom or top.
It's on your left. It's
right there.
You're right.
It's right there.
You're right. Isaac, it's
wait.
not. It's not near
Like
you.
that.
Isaac, it's not near you.
It's right there.
No, you're pointing the right way.
Oh, this way.
Yes.
Okay, it's right here. There you go.
Right there.
Right
It's
below.
been cycling through the whole.
For me, it's below.
video.
Isaac, it's not even near you. You're pointing at the logo.
I don't know where I'm at.
A lot of stuff and everything. But anyways, yeah, ladies, again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for having a marvelous time with us. Leave a comment below in the YouTube video. I think on Apple Podcasts they do have a comment section also in the rating system. Don't forget to click the follow button on Spotify so that way you can always know when a new episode is up and everything like that. And we need an outro.
Deuces.
This is the No Name Podcast signing off once again.
Anyway, bye.